And Molly, how hot is it out there in the stadium?
It is very hot. I think most of the athletes are actually chilling in the athlete lounge, which feels like quite a privilege. That's new for us.
It is. I'm not allowed in there. I got refused the other day. I know. Turned away.
It's all right. You're only missing out on coffee and snacks.
That's what I need, I tell you. Well, that is our started list. And your teammate, Jim Pope, he's down as James, but it's pretty much prefers Jim, I think.
Yeah, he goes by Jim.
He did well there today.
He's had a fantastic couple of days. He only entered European Cups in the bouldering this year and just came out and absolutely smashed it in qualification the other day, through to both semi-finals, which is super cool. As for Hamish as well.
Oh yeah, and Hamish, I mean, what a lead season he's had. Made finals twice now,
yes.
I think.
Yeah, twice. Yeah, there's definitely such a bright future for us, and it's so exciting. I feel a bit old, which is ridiculous because I'm only 24, but it's so exciting to see Max and Hamish coming through, and Jim still, you know, keeping up with the kids.
Yeah, it's funny because I've been watching you guys climb up. Jim certainly since he was 12.
Yeah.
And it's strange that you guys are now the veterans of the team.
Absolutely mental, I know.
Well, we're a couple of minutes away, we think. Everyone seems to be revving up down there. The camera guys are looking active. The crowd is ready. And Molly, look, we have an audience watching this who some of them know climbing and some of them don't. It's new to them. So we'll be going through all the rules along the way. And of course, you're such a good boulderer that you'll be able to explain things for us. And Luka Potocnik is out first of all. Into the auditorium. And he waits backstage.
And DJ doing his best to get the crowd going. Yeah. I don't think he needs to do much work, to be honest.
No, they're all following him along. But what's that moment like when you're just by that curtain waiting to go out? What are you feeling in those seconds?
Pure excitement, nervousness, it kind of all bubbles. And then someone's like, okay, now you can go. And you like break concentration for a little second.
Yeah, I've been really enjoying the shots, watching you guys come through from the backstage area, which looks quite cool and quite chilled and relaxed.
It's amazing to have a cool zone in a bit, like, I don't even know if I can call it a building. It feels so much more than that. But yeah, it's quite new having the camera follow you the whole way out, but I think it's quite cool. You get to see a little bit more into the athlete, whether they're smiley or stone cold, a little bit more personality comes through.
Well, here is Luka Potocnik, and he is about to get underway. So the starting position is indicated by the blue lines on the wall. You've got to have a limb on each one of them, and you've got to be in a controlled position as well. And it's pressing tricep moves here in order to get stood up.
Yeah, this will be Luka's third day on as well, having done pretty well in lead yesterday, as well as making the semi-finals in Boulder today.
Now, things start off nice and chilled out here. There's only one athlete at a time on stage, but by the end of it, or by the middle of it, we'll have four all climbing at the same time, and then by the end of it, it calms down again and we'll come to our final athlete out there by themselves. And looking at the list of people who've qualified, Manu Cornu is qualified in first position, and it's like
impressive.
Yeah.
He just had an injury, and this is his return, his comeback from injury. I think he even missed the last stages of the World Cup Tour for Boulder, and he seems stronger than ever, which is really cool.
Yeah, really. I mean, if we look at the top, we've got Manu Cornu, Yannick Kruder, Jakob Schubert. It's like some legends.
It's kind of like an old school revival amongst so many young names, which is also very cool.
Yeah, it's a real mix. Mejdi Schalk, he's back in the running. Took some time away. Yannick Flohé is looking so strong as well. So
a good qualification for Christoph too. The Germans will be well psyched for that.
Yeah, Team Germany, Hannah Moyle getting through into the finals for the women's lead earlier. And we watch Luka there, just not quite getting around onto that crimp. 3 minutes on the clock, and the clock is far more important in Boulder than it is in lead. We don't see many timeouts in lead, but Boulder, it happens all the time.
Yeah, often I have one really good go, and then I look at the clock and there's not really enough time to have another good go. So it's all about problem solving as efficiently, as quickly as possible. And I guess the quicker you find out the right method, the less skin you lose, the less fatigued you are. So it really is a race against the clock.
And of course the scoreboard, because you get a minus 0.1 every attempt you have. It's a new system from, if you watch World Cups, we have a sort of a different scoring system, and this is more what will be used in the Olympics. It's decimal. And Luka takes a long moment to check out the moves here.
You can can be really hard when you're trying the same move over and over again to, like, do I change method? Do I stick with it? And especially for Luka, his preferred discipline is lead, I believe. So it will be a question of how much skin am I willing to sacrifice for this boulder, because the competition is far from over for him.
Yeah, that's very true. He'll be competing tomorrow for the men's lead. Coordination move, this. So you have to get all of your limbs working at the same time in the right direction whilst going up. It's way harder than it sounds or looks.
Looks simple, definitely not.
Really not. If you're just joining us, welcome to the men's boulder semi-final. I'm Matt Groom and I'm joined by Molly Thompson-Smith in the commentary box, who will also, I think, be joining me for the lead women's as well.
Hopefully, I'd love to.
Yeah. It'll be later on this evening, 4 o'clock, I think. Yeah, 4 o'clock, Central European time.
Big day for the athletes, even bigger day for the coaches today.
Yes.
And for yourself.
Just chatting about climbing. Lack of food is tricky, but I'll work it out. I've got packed lunches on the way. So, Luka has yet to get a zone or a top. You can see the bars on the bottom left. That will fully fill up for a top, and we'll go halfway for a zone. 25 points for a top, 6 points for a zone.
Oh, just missed that hold there. It's probably quite blind for Luka, with the hole being on the other side of the volume. And when everything's moving so quickly, it makes it even harder to be accurate.
Seeing so many of these athletes taped up at the moment. Almost every woman who came out had some kind of tape on someplace.
Definitely. I went through one of my fingertips yesterday in Boulder. I warmed up in completely taped fingertips.
The warm-up wall seems to be a bit lethal at the moment. Laura Roggerer getting finger injury during warm-up.
Really unfortunate, that.
She missed out climbing this morning.
Last go for Luka.
Yeah, 15 seconds, 14 seconds. That red bar fills up, indicating the time is almost done. And that will be it for him. So a slow start to this men's comp, but we don't want to see top straight away. And remember, bouldering is way different from lead, where it's a gradual burn up the route. This is all about short, intense moves. Says goodbye. Sam Avezou is up next. And Sam in Chamonix especially was so impressive on the leaderboard.
One of the young French stars coming through.
What is happening to Team France?
I don't know, but they're doing something right.
They really are, aren't they? Well, not out of nowhere. They've been building for a while, but they're really impressive this year.
Yeah, so much depth in the younger athletes, especially.
Manuel Healy doing well early and making it through into the finals. So Sam now has a look up, see if he can work this sequence out.
I think the French are particularly good at these coordination moves. They have a pretty good facility in Veron where they change boulders every day, I think, and work with coaches on this. So hopefully he can show us how it's done. Oh, that was a pretty good first go.
It was close, wasn't it? And coordination moves, it is about, it's usually you don't get it first go. You need to try it a few times and work out the body position.
Yeah, a lot of people have a tester go, we call it, where you kind of like, oh, that was close. Feel out the space, see how far you need to go, how much you need to give it. And then after that tester go, you've got a good idea of where to focus your energies on.
Let's see if Sam's unlocked the muscle memories for this. Had a few goes now. No scores at all in the first couple of athletes coming through.
Just missing that right foot. It looks quite high. Everyone's foot seems to hit just beneath the point of the volume, so hopefully he'll make a small adjustment and we'll see the foot land perfectly.
There's Sam twitching on stage, looking excited to get going. 3 minutes 15 on the clock. Oh, that was closer every time.
It's always so good watching the athletes' faces when they fall off. You see the, oh, I've got it. I know how it works, or the, this isn't quite working how I'm expecting it to. So I always enjoy watching people, like, as soon as they have a go.
Sounds like you want to be a coach here, Molly. Maybe
one day. Okay. Nice.
Bringing that left foot all the way around, touch off the wall to steady himself.
First zone.
Yeah, so 3 points for the zone, not 6. And then working his way up the corner of this boulder.
It must be a tricky top, only being 2 moves from the zone.
So he's got the crimp with the left hand. He's got to touch the volume with the right hand, because although those holds are touching, you do need to touch the black volume. That's the one the top is indicating.
Yeah, 2 hands in control. It's not over till it's over when it comes to bouldering.
And how do you define control? Because my control is probably different.
Do you know what? When you're on the wall, you're like, I was there for about 15 seconds, and then you look at a video and you're there for like 2 or something. So it's really hard to make sure, especially in tricky positions like that where you have to keep so much tension. I think you just have to wait a little bit longer than you think is acceptable. I think the judge usually holds up a clipboard, but in a position like that, it's quite hard to turn around and have a look.
Yeah, of course. And you do see that sometimes. They'll turn and have a little look if they can. But yeah, you're right. I suppose the longer you stay, the better. You'll guarantee it.
Yeah. Don't want to have to climb a boulder again.
Yeah. Manu Cornu, who will be out last, is no stranger to falling off the final move when
Very
he's got
true.
it. So Sam has the zone, he knows the beater now, and I suppose it's a case of resting and preparing himself for the send go.
Definitely. He'll be taking his time now, probably going for, this is going to be a top go, so not really leaving much time on the clock.
You can see him running it down. That's the hard hold.
It's not great.
No, it's not, and it will be sweaty in the sun as well. Boulder wall is in the shade, which is different from the lead wall, which was just baking all day, all morning.
Oh, got it dialed now.
That flick kick is so cool, run back.
Okay. Is he going to change method or just squeeze harder?
Yeah, looks like he was going to get a shoulder involved in there, pushing against it. But what is he holding on to? Is there something? No, it's just a flat hold, so he's palming underneath.
I think this is what the rules are. Nice. You can even hear the scream.
So that is our first top, 24.5. So it's 25 for a top, minus his attempts, leaving us with 24.5. Yeah, he did so well to unlock that move, and once he got it, didn't let it go again.
I think it's also super impressive when once you stick a move like that requires so much coordination, to then be able to repeat it straight away. Like, that's a skill that I'm sure a lot of these athletes will practice at home. There's a rule when I train with my coach, once I do a coordination move once, I then have to do it 3 times in a row afterwards without falling.
Wow.
And here he is, Mr. James Pope.
There he is. I was filming with him up on Chamonix's highest 8A just after the Chamonix World Cup. And it was so good to watch, because Jim, to me, is an outdoor climber who dabbles in indoors. And I know that's not the case, but that's in my head.
I mean, I think a lot of people would agree with that. He is such an all-rounded climber. He goes out and does very scary things on the grit. He's probably, he's a great trad climber. He boulders, he sport climbs, he dabbles in comps. And he puts up loads of first ascents in the UK, so he is a very special climber in the UK.
He is a proper climber. Hopefully I won't get in trouble for that. So Jim is getting going. And now we've got 2 athletes at once. Luka is back in action on men's 2. And you can see how things go now as our split screen flicks in, so hopefully you won't miss any of the action.
Quite an impressive move on this men's boulder, 2.
Yeah, men's boulder 2 is no feet, and it's the lack of feet that make it difficult for them, and a big iron cross in the middle somewhere. So you train with Jim. Does he enjoy these coordination moves?
Do you know what? He's secretly very good at them. He puts a lot of time into working on these moves, and he does a lot of route setting as well in Sheffield. And I think when he sets, he tries to set things like this for us to work on. We do a lot of our own setting in the UK, the team athletes. But yeah, I'd say maybe not his best skill, but he's pretty handy.
Yeah, and he came pretty close to that one. Luka, meanwhile, had the iron cross in facing the audience, and then look at that 2-finger pocket. And he's nearing the top now. He's into the zone with the right hand. That will be awarded. Crosses through, and this could be Luka's first top.
Squeezing hard on these volumes.
Keep an eye on Jim as well. Oh, Luka drops the top, and Jim just had to come back and down with the left.
that go will have taken quite a bit of energy from Luka, but luckily he's still got plenty of time left on the clock.
People are going to be watching that 2-finger pocket move and think that is impossible. How do you train for something like that? How do you get good at moves?
I think exposure is helpful, but also training it in a pretty controlled environment, so on a fingerboard or just doing some hangs on pockets. But they're very intense handholds. And I can imagine to non-climbers in particular, it's like, what is going on there?
Yeah, Sam getting his back 2 fingers in there. Drops the last couple of sequences. And then Jim gets himself up to jump. This is a replay and pinged off that crimp.
Luka taking a little breather, sat on the mats.
Yeah, timing is so important. I mean, it's important in lead, and we watch athletes resting on the wall, but the difference is these guys get a proper rest. They're not climbing, and timing that is important.
Yeah, it's 2 different mental focuses, I think. In lead, you've got to stay focused, really focused for 6 minutes. And then in Boulder, it's harder to stay focused because you have to stay focused for 45 minutes or the entire length of the round, especially when it's not going your way and you've kind of got to bring it back mentally.
So no score for Jim Pope at the moment. Neither for Luka, although he has got that 3 points for the zone. And it's indicated on the left of your screen.
Just lacking a little bit of squeeze and power.
Maybe burning out a little bit as you come up to the last minute.
Jim just checking out his skin, seeing what the damage is.
Yeah, we were chatting about skin earlier. We always chat about skin, but it is important.
It's such a massive part of climbing, and like I don't think there's any other sports where something like skin is so important. Maybe in gymnastics, but sometimes I can't train because my skin is so bad. Or I was contemplating warming up in gloves today to save some skin. I bought some grippy gloves.
I've never heard that before.
Really, Hamish does that quite a lot. It looks weird, but it must work.
Does it not make you sweat more?
These are like workman's extra grip gloves.
Okay. I feel there's a hole in the climbing market here for a product.
Maybe it's weird now, but just you wait. Next year, everyone will be wearing them. Okay, no zone for Jim, unfortunately.
Yeah, so popping off with that right hand as he kicks his leg through.
I guess he was a bit more front on than Sam was. Sam kind of tensed up as soon as he hit the hold and then relaxed so his back leg could flag through, and I think that's a really important skill in these coordination moves. It's being tight when you have to be tight, but then relaxing as well at the same time.
Yeah, keeping that flow going. Julian Clements from Switzerland begins his competition. Sophia was my commentator during the women's lead. I know she'll be down at the front screaming. As Julian takes just a moment to read these. Remember, this is on site, so these athletes have not seen this climb.
Sam making moves, going a bit more dynamically and using momentum a bit more than Luka.
Oh, bringing that right foot up is so awkward. Campuses through eventually, no feet.
Big four.
I love it when this happens, so the athlete wrapping their leg over. That's happening more and more in comps.
Sam looks like a bit of a master of movement. He learns so quickly.
Oh, Tetra style fall though, back down to the ground. Yeah, we know it is no feet through that middle section on men's two, and yet he tried to bring the right foot up, thought better of it, dropped it down. It looked easier without.
Yeah, I think what was important here was that he tried something, realized it didn't work, and then committed to something else almost straight away, conserving energy. And just full commitment is always the best way, especially with bouldering.
Yeah, just trying hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
That try hard factor. There's a packed crowd here in the stadium now. It's a bit slow this morning, a bit early, I think, for a few people. Now, as we come up to 12:15, it's Nice to see everyone here having some lunch down in the stadium.
An earlier start than the qualification days. I think we started at midday and 1 o'clock.
That was a luxury, that, wasn't it?
I know, it felt so strange having breakfast at like 9 o'clock in the morning, but today felt like it was a rude awakening.
Yeah.
A 6:30, a 6 o'clock alarm. I was like, back to what comps usually are like.
I don't know how you guys do it. I don't want to try that hard in the morning. I really don't. So Sam Avezou is currently in the lead, 27.5. So he's the only one with the top. Luka after that with the zone. That's the score of 3. That minus 0.1 only really counting when you get the top.
Oh, very close from Julian. He is opting to already like pre-place his left hand on the sloper, which maybe is a better way. I guess it takes out one element of the coordination.
Yeah, maybe it leaves him in a slightly awkward position coming through by doing that. Let's see if it works. That's the pre-place Molly was saying.
I guess looks like he's trying to generate or having to generate a lot more from his legs and really get over that hand.
So interesting stuff as we are 2 minutes to go on this round before we get another rotation. So you see Sam on the right just swinging his arm, trying to get some of that pump out.
Yeah, really waiting out the clock. I think he's going for the sun go.
Yeah, it was his tactic on Boulder 1.
That's true.
Hard to see what he's holding on to there. There is a hold behind that volume. And that was the figure 4 move where he wrapped his leg over. It's an ice climbing move originally. Allows you to get a bit of extra height. It is genuinely that loud in the stadium, by the way. If you're thinking it's our mics, it's absolutely pumping out the music. Sam still waiting on the right.
Less than a minute to go, and he's on the roll.
So he has to generate the swing here. There's no feet. Into this iron cross move, drops down way smoother from him.
Yeah, he knows the method now.
He's got to be careful with his left foot, though. There's black tape there indicating the edge of the wall. This is where the men's really steps up. His final sequence of slopers.
Interesting, he tried a different method. Unfortunately, it didn't work, and he's probably not got enough time to have another go. No, he's leaving that boulder.
So Sam's out, Julian's out. Let's see some replays of this. Oh, slipping down, how he's still on the wall, I don't know, and then into that figure 4. Reaching up, just gives you a bit of height, takes some pressure off, and misses the sloper there.
Out next we have our Olympic champion, Alberto, who's returning to the competition scene after a bit of a break due to a finger injury.
Yeah, he's had a few niggles, hasn't he? And there he is on the right, coming out. Yeah, so our Olympic champion. We watch Yanya, who's also an Olympic champion, climbing earlier, and that's our second one competing here today. Nice to see Team Spain being represented. They've got a lot of good speed climbers, and they'll be climbing on Monday. And then Jim is going to be going with a no feet move.
Yeah, just doing a little dance on the mats, figuring out which way he needs to face.
Right, well that's our split screen, so you should be able to see all of the action. We're not in control of that. Our directors are making those decisions. And you can see there's 3 climbers, and Alberto is on the top left and in the centre of the screen.
Jim looking pretty at home on the no-foot climbing.
Yeah, he's a muscly old climber, isn't he? He can power his way through.
Pretty athletic.
Look at that, into the 2-finger pocket. And he's got heel wrapped in underneath as well.
Let's see what he makes of the top.
Looking solid on the first slope, but adjusts the left hand. Trying to get a knee into play.
Oh,
does.
Very nice. He's such a technical climber, Jim. And very good on volume, so.
Oh, the heel and the knee. He's got to be precise on this left toe.
Yeah, can't stop thinking now.
Come on. He's far to the right. He's got to come all the way left.
I reckon that was his costly skin go. He's already looking at his hands as he came down from the top.
Yeah, looks straight towards his hands. So we get a chance to see Boulder 3 as well, where Luka is in action.
Another power coordination move over here, having to time catching that left undercut with a foot plant at the same time, and in quite a small space actually.
Yeah, it is tight. I thought they were going to split it between both walls, but I guess they're setting up for the women's boulder at some point on the left.
Oh, that's true. And they're identical, those walls, aren't they? Or not quite? Oh, not quite. The middle bit looks the same.
Yeah, I saw Jakob Schubert complaining that there was too many slabs going on in it.
I mean, there's quite a lot of beef on the wall right now, but...
That's what I thought. It looks pretty overhanging to me in section.
Alberto catches that coordination move and is into the zone.
Yeah, and onto the scoreboard for Alberto. He's top left of your screen. There he is, centre now as he comes into the blue volume. One move away. We know this is a pressy sequence. So left palm is, wow! Foot pop on a hand slip.
That's a boulder where you really can't stop squeezing until you're on the floor again.
Alberto did well during the Olympics using that 3-discipline combined system we had back then. Big toe catch in this climb.
Luka looking like he gave it everything then, including all of his skin.
So this is Alberto, locked in the right hand. He flipped that leg around as well. And Luka has gone, he's finished, so yeah, skin maybe calling it a day really early, 1 minute 15.
Yeah, still over a minute on the clock. That's kind of not a brave move, but I think you can get sucked into feeling like you have to stay out on the stage and try until the very end, so probably very good tactics from Luka, knowing that, or believing that he might not get to the top, and so it's worth just conserving energy and skin for the last boulder and the lead round tomorrow.
And he's got one more boulder to go, yeah, as you said. So Jim looking like he's burning out a little bit on that move.
And also calling it.
Jim, he's on the scoreboard on 3. Alberto, the only athlete left out now.
Just struggling to do that move again.
Some pretty big names coming out soon. Adam Ondra, Alex Megos, qualifying fairly low down the order. Better in lead.
And he sticks it this time. Let's see if he can squeeze his way to the top.
Yeah, he hasn't got long on the clock either. 12 seconds. He's going to have to be quick, and it's not a good move to be quick on. Presses out with the palm, slaps into it. It's only going to be a zone for him. So Alberto leaves backstage, looking a bit annoyed. He needed a couple more seconds. I think he might have got that.
There we go, seeing that trailing leg going all the way around.
So interesting. In the last couple of years, we've really seen athletes kind of work on those style moves where you're using your body to balance itself.
Yeah, and that just takes a lot of time on task, basically. Repetition. And they're becoming more and more common and popular in comps, so it's definitely worth putting the time into it.
Sasha Lehmann is out from Switzerland.
2 Swiss athletes on the wall.
I think he's got his right arm presumably taped up for a cut there.
Yeah, no blood allowed when you're climbing.
Yeah, and especially in bouldering, that really becomes quite a factor.
Definitely becomes an issue. Taking time to basically bandage up your cuts and tape up skin that's bleeding. So it's good to come out basically sorted already.
Now this is the toe on men's 3, which is difficult to unlock.
It looks like you're going to have to release that toe hook and take all of your weight on that right hand side pull undercut. Again, another really physical move.
Yeah, a lot of tension required for that one. And Julian's doing well. He's also, well, he almost had a fig four. I thought he had, but into the zone with the undercling with a pinch.
Looks like getting to the zone is reasonable on these boulders, and then it's not over after that. It's like another hard boulder on top.
I like that, reasonable.
Reasonable. Conceivable.
Yeah. Maybe not for mere mortals.
No, maybe not for me either.
Yeah. So, Sasha Lehmann, Julian Clements, and Sam Avezou. That's our 3. We'll be having 4 at some point. Oh, actually, we shouldn't be having 4. What happened to number 4? Maybe not.
I think Luka might be out next in about.
Yeah, I think we're 1 off having 4.
And that's when it gets really exciting because there's always someone on the wall.
So my eyes start going in a swivel. I become cross-eyed. Can't look everywhere at once. So Sasha Lehmann has a long think about this. He's probably more known for his lead climbing than his bouldering.
Yeah, great to see Sasha in both semi-finals as well. Quite a lot of men made both semi-finals, I think. So
yeah, it'll be interesting to see who gets through to that combined final at the end of the week.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of unknown about this combined final, I think. For most, this is the first time with the new Olympic format, and yeah, doing all of these events back to back.
Yeah, and you're really getting, well, a few days off, I suppose, for most. It's the speed and then Tuesdays off, so they get 2 days. Grow some of that skin back. Sam Avezou is still in the lead, 30.5. So that's the top 2 zones minus his attempts.
Really close for Sasha. Just let go of the tension right at the very end.
So 2 Swiss athletes, 2 French athletes at the moment. There you go, there's the scoring. So top 25, zone 3 points. Comes away. I love this first move, which we're watching Julian do. It looks like just such a fun move.
Yeah, super gymnastic. Really cool when you see elements of other sports cross into climbing. Oh.
Big fall down. Athletes are protected by those mats, but at 4.5 meters up, you don't want to be falling on your head. We've seen some nasty falls throughout the season.
Good try hard face there.
Yeah, he had it all the way until he didn't.
Yeah.
Right, so the minute buzzer goes. All 3 are still going on.
Sam taking quite big breaks between his attempts now.
Sasha at the moment getting further away. Did get that coordination move. Close to anyway. So that rotation's just kicking him off at the last moment.
We lose Sam. This top section is really hard on this third boulder.
It did, and you watched him adjust his toe hook from like 2 different style of toe hooks, if that makes sense. Kind of flicked it into a side toe hook.
Toe hook, yeah. Oh, and Julian's high up on number 2. Taking some good falls.
Yeah, he has, given it everything. He's not a regular in semi-finals on the World Cup circuit, so...
No, so a super good effort for him to be here in semis today.
How different is it without the rest of the world? Like, especially if I think Team Japan, Team USA.
Yeah, you think like, okay, like a lot of the good countries and athletes aren't here, and then you turn up and the field is still stacked. Yeah. It's crazy. But yeah, it's definitely, it feels different without those guys. And the level is obviously a little bit lower. But they're still such strong athletes in both. I think the thing is the athletes that are here are so consistently good all the time as well. In World Cups, European Championships.
Well, this is such a competitive event. I've had more athletes tell me that they want to win this than anything else. You know?
A championship just feels a bit different, doesn't it? And especially as climbing's first time and a multi-sport Euro champs. Oh, Adam going for some different beater there.
He's staticking the dyno. What score is Adam Ondra? Oh, look at this.
Oh, it was close. I think if there's anyone who's going to do something like that, it's going to be Adam, almost to prove a point. Originally, maybe not a fan of the new school coordination style, but he had to get on board for the Olympics. And is actually pretty handy as well.
I watched Adam get stopped by security from entering the athletes area the other day. I had to be like, do you know who he is?
Didn't pull the do you know who I am?
Yeah, I did for him.
We'll see if he tries it the coordination method again, or whether he sticks with his kind of breaking the beater method. Quite bold, I think, to try that first try as well.
Yeah,
I would generally try it the way it was set or looked obvious from the route setters, and then try and break it. But yeah, I guess Adam has a very good idea of what he's capable of and maybe what not. But and he's gone in again.
Yeah, so look at him on the top left of your screen. He's got a heel, his whole foot now pressing down.
Just shows what amazing range of mobility he has in his hips. Like, that position looks comfy for him, but I guarantee that is not a comfortable position for your average person.
Oh, it's horrible. It looks scary as well. Oh, and then sort of popped right.
I think it's such an aggressive move to come out of such a deep sitting position, and then, you know, have your foot have to be active again straight away. So maybe the release is almost much harder.
And he's straight back on as you watch Luka Potocnik now creep his way over the slab. You have to fall into the corner. There is some crimps.
I wonder whether they've just put them on as not quite a red herring, but almost just something to focus to focus onto, really, whether they're actually holdable or not.
It's risky at the top, apparently. So now we have all 4 boulders in action. Adam again with this method.
Sticking with it.
Looks better this time.
More static.
Just one hand bump away.
And he's in.
So as he got that, he fell right and then kicked with the right foot.
Slowed it down a bit.
Dancing his feet up as he comes guppying with the right hand. Oh, and a foot pop. Now it's going to be tricky because it's funny because his method looks like it takes a lot from you. It's really full body and physical.
Definitely not as quick as the coordination method. So we'll see. I mean, he'll probably try it again because he knows it works.
Yeah, and he hasn't got long to really change his mind, a minute and a half.
But it is a slow method.
So watch his feet here as we see this replay. Now he just wasn't in the right position, I think.
Yeah, well, time for that. Here we have Luka trying really hard, probably not to breathe himself off the wall.
So he creeps his way. You can't really see your feet. He's got his eyes locked on the next hold. Oh, and that's the foot pop.
A really tricky foot match. That volume looks really bad.
Low scoring round so far for the men. This is the thumb catch. So watch a replay. That was where his left hand was on.
Pretty sure that was a foot hold from one of the women's boulders yesterday, so that's just an idea of how bad that hold is.
So Adam once again rocks through.
See if he can make this method more efficient.
Bumps his hands. Once he gets it, he'll kick to the right. Does, swinging with his feet. You can see the wide on the top left of your screen. And now this is where he lost it before. Wasn't in the right position. He's got 20
his
seconds.
Foot on the hold this time, so let's see.
Looking better. Jim Pope leaves the stage. Oh, Adam does. 25 points for him, minus his attempts.
He is psyched with that.
I love it when he does something like that. He's like a kid with a new toy.
So much energy.
Slaps into that. Well, I want to ask you, if anyone's been watching the women's semis this morning, were you one of the ones who were holding the foothold on the crux move?
I was, yeah.
Did you know it was a foothold?
Well, I figured it wasn't an intended handhold, but it was so good that it was hold, but I rested on it. And it was actually how a couple women chose to do the next move.
Yeah, they got through it.
Yeah.
Because we were in the commentary box thinking, I wonder if they know. And then after the cleaning break, obviously it got cleaned off with chalk, and we saw athletes not doing it and then doing it more. It was interesting.
I think reading the route, I didn't imagine I would hold it, But then, you know, when you get there and you're kind of desperate, or you're so focused, you're like, where's the next hold? I need to grab it. Where's the next hold? One move at a time.
Okay, thanks for answering that.
That's okay. I think that's pretty like typical women, just grabbing any footholds they possibly can, inching further and further up.
So Alex Megos enters the stage. His first boulder we get to see him on.
He's already got his coordination skills warmed up after topping out on one of the routes yesterday. A humongous jump across the top of the wall, which was so spectacular. And he made it look really easy.
Yeah, it looked like a scary move that he launched right.
Yeah.
So at the moment, Sam Avezou is at the top, Ondra second after that top. Alex looking in good shape.
Yeah, straight from Seouz, where he's climbed his project. I watched him try it a bit, I think it's last year. So I'm sure he's probably got more focus on the comps now that that's out of the way. I find that when you climb outside alongside the comps, it's hard to kind of forget about your projects outside. You almost feel torn, like what's a waste of time? Like, should I be on the project? So I'm sure he's really psyched to be here and focus fully on it. And also opting for Adam's method as well.
Interesting. There's always been a bit of a rivalry between Alex and Adam. I wonder if they read this. Oh, they didn't read it, did they? Because it was on site. But yeah, very interesting. They're doing the same thing.
I guess someone else who probably isn't that psyched on the new school coordination style, so would try and avoid it wherever possible. And he's going again.
So two legends using the same method. Alex's project, by the way, is reckoned to be about 9B+, although he wouldn't commit to the grade, but we all know it's 9B+.
Basically, fairly easy.
Yeah.
Fairly easy for him.
So, that is Sam Avezou.
Teetering across the slab.
Yeah, he'd love to get another top here. It would leave him in a good position if he can get two.
Searching for anything to use to help swap that foot.
Funny, in a comp full of dynamic moves, he's completely still on the wall.
That was a really good hold there. And now he's set up for this next move.
That was well done by Sam. So now he needs to fall into the corner. So close.
And that foothold must be pretty bad because he opted to stand underneath it on the volume.
That was leaving the security of that left hand and kind of came back. He's blind. He's looking the other way when he does that. And then the fall. I needed to get that palm down a bit earlier, I think.
Yeah.
So Sam runs back on in real time.
But making good progress. Every go is getting better, which is exactly what you want.
He's great to watch, actually. I haven't seen him boulder in a while.
He's such a good learner, I think. And we have Alex trying something quite crazy as well.
You heard the crowd react there because Alex dropped underneath the hold. That's not going to work, but it is good to see.
And he's having fun.
Yeah.
Basically, I think he's just trying to break this boulder.
Him and Adam having a secret competition.
Yeah, how many boulders can you break?
Yeah. This is it. He dropped down. It looks quite good, but I don't think he's going to get in the right position to make that work.
And he's back to the coordination method.
It's his birthday yesterday, wasn't
it was. Nikolai's the day before, so it's a strong month to be born in. If it's your birthday, you win qualification day, apparently.
There we go. Start climbing immediately.
Sam going in for one last go. This is his last boulder.
He's still going, 20 seconds.
He's still going. We're going to see some impressive speed climbing on the slab.
Yeah, and that doesn't tend to usually work. Although,
I like the thinking.
Yeah, he might as well with 10 seconds to go. Well, he's done. Julian Clements is done. Sasha Lehmann is done, and everyone is finished as they leave the stage for the next rotation.
Sasha looking a little bit defeated. Let's see how he uses this next 5 minutes of rest.
This was, I think, Sam's closest attempt. Yeah.
Oh, just losing the hand.
Image of him is sliding face first into that corner. Horrible. So Adam's back and Paul Jenft is on stage.
Our next French youngster who had a really good start to the boulder season in Meiringen.
Yeah, he's come through from the youth scene where he was dominant. Which method will he choose now? It's almost like that static way is the way to do it, suddenly.
Yeah, I wonder if it'll become more and more common as we go through the round, or whether it'll be the faces we kind of predict to avoid doing the coordination. Ooh, a different method. He opts to kind of do a bit of a pogo or ninja kick. So kind of wanging the right foot around.
Wanging is fine, don't worry. Yeah, kicking to the right. So Alberto comes down as Adam gets all tangled up.
Jim on the slab. He's a bit of a technical master on the slab. I'm pretty sure he did a slab to get into the semi-final. And a groove, so you know the grit training has been paying off.
I was about to say, I've watched so many videos of him on disgusting run-out slabs with no gear.
I know. He is definitely at home on the gritstone.
Gritstone, if you don't know what we're talking about, is a rock that's very prevalent in Sheffield and Manchester, that kind of area in the north of England, and it's a climbing hub. Still where Team GB train, right?
Yeah, most of us are based in Sheffield. Sheffield Leeds area, so fairly close together. But the grit is wonderful for teaching you how to move, technique, subtlety, and Jim has basically grown up climbing on the grit, which is why he is so good at moving around things.
So Alberto gets a heel. We haven't seen too much of Boulder 3.
No, it looks like everyone's finding it relatively steady up to this section, and then I've not seen anyone make any progress really. Oh. Crash down for Alberto.
Yeah, that heel is so awkward. It's hard to move in that position. Easier to work with the toe. There is Jim in the middle of his screen, starting his slab moves.
And the Cobra slippers, not a shoe that we see that often in comps, but he swears by them. So yeah.
Bit old school. So, Paul Jenft, Adam Ondra, Alberto Ginés López, and Jim Pope as Jim bobbles off. Adam is looked angrily down at the camera, but I think he was really staring at the brush. Frustrated on this move. And Paul Jenft still launching.
Oh, really close to go there.
Paul has the reach for it if he went static.
He's got really long arms. He might enjoy Adam's method actually.
Adam into the pocket now. Haven't seen anyone top out Boulder 2 as Adam gets the zone.
See if he can work his way around all of these volumes. And he also finds a knee bar. A little bit taller than Jim, so he's got a bit more space. This looks really tricky.
That right leg is causing him problems, doesn't know where to put it.
Whoa. Really tight heel. That hip mobility we see again.
If he can find a right toe, he does!
Really good. That smile.
He was so annoyed until that last go.
Crazy. The roller coaster of emotions all in about a minute's time.
Well, that jumps him up to the top of the leaderboard. 49.4 his score.
Oh, we've almost missed Paul. He's battling it out for the top. So much going on.
Yeah, check out Paul. So here he goes.
Taking his time.
That's not going to count, Paul. He's got to touch both hands on the black.
And they've given it to him. I mean, that's really clever climbing.
Yeah.
Really clever.
Because he's touching the black, even though he's got half his hand on the blue.
Yeah, as long as you've got 2 points on that final tagged hold, then that's a top. I wonder if anyone else will spot that.
There it is. So he brings the right hand in. That's a match and in control, and that's enough.
And that feels like an extra win doing something like that, because you feel like you've almost cheated it.
And this is the top of Adam.
Outsmarted the boulder.
Yeah, which is tricky to do. It's amazing how much subtlety there is in kind of like 6 moves, isn't there?
Yeah, not many holds on the wall, a whole lot going on.
Yeah.
Jim last go, and just coming out.
Yeah, tried to save it by putting the toe underneath.
And that is the end of Jim's boulder semi-final round.
Yeah, and although we're looking for the top 6, and technically Jim is in, we've got a lot of names to come. I'm not sure it's going to stay there.
His focus will definitely be on the lead wall already for tomorrow.
How was the selection process for you guys? Because there aren't a lot of places available for this.
No, it was quite tricky not finding out basically how many spots we had until I think only a couple of weeks ago. So we only found out whether we were coming or not, I think it was about 10 days before we came out. So it was a pretty tight turnaround, taking into account World Cups, European Cups, basically all the international data that we had.
Yeah, and the season hasn't finished, of course. We're off to Slovenia, Edinburgh, Jakarta, Japan.
Yeah, the season is still very much alive.
So, Andrzej Perhak is out from Slovenia. A lot of Slovenians in this semi-final. Yannick Kruder, can't wait to watch him climb later on.
Yeah, I was really interested. It seemed like Yannick had struggled a little bit this year in the bouldering, and then he smashed qualification.
Yeah, he seems to just be like alpine big walling at the moment. So.
I know, just doing his thing.
So Andrzej is on the left. Alex Megos, Sasha Lehmann, and Julian Clements are athletes in action. Julian doing good on that slab, making progress. Alex loving that kind of a move.
Oh yeah. Is he gonna fig four? Yeah.
Oh, he's almost double fig four.
Oh, so the fig four is not as easy as it looks.
No, it gets you all wrapped up, and also the fall's a bit nasty as well.
That's true. I guess the more tired you are on this right hand, the less you can kind of pull in and lock in and give you the height you need to get to that pocket.
Clouds of chalk puffing up as he lands on it. Sasha frustrated at the moment, not on the scoreboard at all.
Julian opting for a more dynamic method on the slab. He was pretty much trying to run through it.
I want someone to unlock that. I read it as a run, to be honest. But I think it's meant to be done more statically. Alex again, crossing through. Now, I think he's going to change his method here. He does, much
Super
easier.
solid that way for him. Maybe just too much limb.
Crosses through to the sloper.
Pretty low on that left hand. Let's see if he finds the knee bar. Oh, it's inching there with some more space. Oh, and it just found itself.
It did, but it looks awkward for him. He hasn't got that sort of length in the legs, maybe.
Definitely.
Sasha Lehmann comes down, and Julian brushes the very edge of the slab. Look, it's creeping into that knee bar position.
Not much better than when a knee bar finds itself.
You've done Mecca, haven't you?
Yeah. That is a very sketchy knee bar.
It is a sketchy knee bar, yeah. Sorry, if anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, it's a famous limestone climb that Molly's done in the Peak District.
Knee barring is definitely a technique, though, a technique to be learned. And wow, I remember when Adam used knee pads in a competition.
Yeah, it's interesting, especially with the women's comps, how often the women find heels and knees in strange positions.
Yeah, they're like an extra set of hands for some people.
Yeah, you can debate the rights and wrongs of knee pads all you want.
Yeah, let's not get into that.
So Alex again with this powerful move.
Andrzej sticking the coordination move, keeping his left hand on as well.
Being careful with his left foot, avoiding that black line. 1 minute 14 on the clock.
Straight in the knee bar this time. I bet it's a pretty marginal knee bar though.
Doesn't look good, does it? And almost, I wonder how much it actually helps. Oh, Andrzej doing a similar method with the trying to keep the hand on the blue and the black.
Almost getting his side wedged in against that blue volume.
This is the knee bar we were chatting about, so yeah, because once he's got it in, he then got to move out of it, and it's awkward, and he's quite low on it as well.
Yeah. Oh, and Sasha sticks this looking very stretched.
Yeah, powerful from him. He's a powerful climber, though. Andrzej gets the jump across into the zone.
Let's see what he tries this time. And Alex back on the wall already. Those last 30-second desperation attempts.
Pressing under, slapping and missing. And everyone but Julian leaves the stage at once. And I think that'll be the end of his semi-finals as well. A zone for him, and he's underneath that red line on the left, which indicates the final.
We're about halfway through now, right?
Yeah, look, just halfway through.
Philipp out next, our 11th athlete, who's also having a really good year. Made finals in Briançon and is in both lead and Boulder semis. So definitely a new one to watch.
There's a lot of big hitters in this men's semi-final. Crowd getting behind it. The crowd has been great.
Yeah, super big turnout for semi-finals, which is always really cool. I mean, watching finals is amazing. There's so much more talent and athlete in semis. So it's cool when the crowd comes out for that too.
Yeah, and again, all the athletes getting badgered for selfies, autographs. It must feel pretty good.
It's quite overwhelming being here, actually, like in an amazing way. Like the city set up for this event, having your accreditation, walking around in team kit, seeing other sports. We had dinner at the same place as the Swiss triathlon team the other day. And so it's just like a whole new experience, but it's really exciting.
Yeah, almost immediately when you land in Munich at the moment, there's signs for the European champs, there's mascots wandering around. Great atmosphere. So Adam is enjoying things as he looks back at the clock. And Philipp Schenk is on men's one. Alberto sitting in 4th position with 3 zones but no tops. Cleaning up that hold. There are brushes between the rounds, but it looks like it's athlete's job during the competition to do it.
Sometimes it's quite a nice little psychological reset to brush your in holds.
Interesting, because most people say the opposite.
Really?
Yeah, most
so
people
I'm
hate
someone who likes to do it. It's like a confirmation of the sequence, or right, I'm going to hit the hold there where I've brushed it. So for me, I like it, but I know some people who think that everything should be brush pulled.
Yeah, it's really interesting you say that.
It's kind of like chalking up on a lead route. I'm pretty sure I do way too many unnecessary chalk ups, but it's almost like just a psychological tick almost.
Yeah, you're ready now.
Yeah, can't move on before I've chalked up. And it kind of slows me down a little bit sometimes when I need to stop.
So this is why I love having an athlete in the commentary box, because you just find these things out.
I'm almost counting like, okay, I've done 5 chalk ups on each hand, it's time to move out of the rest now. And honestly, time goes so much quicker on the wall.
Yeah, I always say to people they should go to your local bouldering wall, pick a boulder that's at your limit, and then try to climb it in 4 minutes. It's hard.
You look up and the time is gone.
Yeah. Alberto on his final climb. Can he get a zone? That'd be 4 out of 4 for him. Not on that attempt. Adam not really making progress on men's 3 either. Ball upside down as he swings over into this iron cross position, then rotates.
Holding footholds.
Yeah, he's like, where's he finding them feet? Not really there.
When you're as strong as he is, anything is a handhold.
Right, so 1:20 to go in this round. It's funny, when we usually sort of look down the list, we start thinking, well, there's athletes coming who are going to send these boulders or flash these boulders. For this men's, I mean, we're seeing strong people out there on stage not climbing these boulders. It's a tough round. Yeah,
it was an interesting qualification, like Adam being fairly early out for Adam, I would say. Same with Alex. So it's, yeah, I don't think you could really say, like, oh, the boulders, like they'll get tops later on because the strength of the field is already here, basically.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of who's going to blink first. It's going to be tight. Remember, just 6 athletes get to go through. And you can see there's a red line on the screen on that scoreboard, and that indicates it. So Jim is right in the danger zone at the moment. A really hard round of boulders for the guys. Yet to see tops on 3 and 4. But we've still got
9 to go, so hopefully someone will give us a top there.
Yeah, I'm looking at Yannick Flohé's name because he's so powerful.
Yeah, I'd put Yannick in a good position for number 3 and number 2, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think he'll be buzzing at the fact that he doesn't have to put his feet on the second boulder.
Yeah, well, Jakob as well. I mean, he asked for it.
Oh, that's true.
Only one slab really on this. Okay, so all are done. Alberto staying on to the last seconds. And there is the crowd. Some in the grandstand at the back, which is pretty much full now. And this is only a semi-finals. Finals is going to be packed later on. All right, Hamish is back on. So if you get Jim, who is kind of slightly smaller, more like a ball of muscle, and then you get Hamish, who is very tall.
Very long.
Different styles
very
for
lean.
them. Yeah, very lean.
Yeah, and Hamish is a climber who most definitely takes advantage of his length. I remember in Moscow at the World Championships in semi-finals, he just spanned between 2 holds. I don't know how it was possible, but I also think it's a massive skill to know your length and know what size you have. So, I mean, as a short climber, it's like, oh, it's frustrating, but I also respect the skill.
Yes. Exactly. And like, height never is a kind of a factor. It just depends how you use it. All right, so Hamish gets underway on the top left. That is Sasha Lehmann dancing his feet over.
Just figuring out where he needs to, where the balance points are, but looking fairly comfy already.
Yeah, he looks good. I mean, you can see how much black rubber's on that first volume as well. Oh, it's a balancing thing, isn't it? You can sometimes find that balancing point that feels great, or if you're a little bit off,
yeah,
you're gone.
So subtle.
So Hamish coming round on the right. And Alex, powerful through the bottom.
German crowd getting psyched.
Yeah, the German crowd are behind. It's great. Every time a German athlete comes near the stage, everyone goes crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hannah Moll made it through into the women's final later on.
And she'll be competing in Boulder semi-final as well tomorrow. So it's a big 4 days for athletes like Hannah. But I bet it's even more special it being at home.
Well, GB will get a World Cup in Edinburgh.
I know, very exciting. Though Edinburgh doesn't really feel like home, being 5 hours away. But I love that arena, and the fans there are amazing. The event sold out in 6 minutes.
Did it?
Yeah, the first set of tickets. It was crazy.
That'll be in September for that one. So Alex comes into the zone.
Oh, going big and wide.
Yeah, now he's got a match though, it's awkward.
Realising that might not be the way.
No, bump with that right hand, and you've got to bring it in. There was the bump. Tried to get the heel under, but it's a difficult match that. So Hamish is yet to get the zone. I haven't seen too much of him on that yet.
No, still figuring out that first coordination move.
Andrzej has got the zone on his boulder.
I think he did a very excited run to the brush, so I think this is Hamish. I think he's going to crack that coordination move next go.
Yeah, he gave that giveaway move, didn't he?
Yeah, it makes sense now.
So in training, Molly will be doing this twice more now at this point.
Yeah.
So Alex, let's see how he does this. Keep an eye. And watch Hamish as well, because he's into the zone. You were right. Unlocked it.
Let's see if he can spot the hand on the blue beater.
There he is on the main screen. He tries to find the handhold.
Really awkwardly angled and directed volume there. Not comfy as a shoulder and a little bit aggressive as an undergut, but he's squeezing.
Oh, you just see his abs sort of working underneath that t-shirt, keeping him in. Had to squeeze all of your core. Sasha's on the slab. He's only got 38 seconds. So it looks like Boulder 1 is the most toppable, and yet only 3 have done it.
Yeah. It's going to be a really low tops round.
Is that better or worse in your opinion? Do you like to see lots of tops or not? I know, it's a weird question.
No, it's fine. I'm going to give you the rubbish answer of yes and no.
Yeah.
Like, we want the perfect, not too many tops, but still not desperate.
Yeah.
But Hamish has got 7 seconds to figure this out, and no.
I think for me in the commentary box, I do like to see, it's exciting to see tops, but I can understand the frustration as an athlete because you work really hard, you train, and if it's too easy, it must be irritating.
Well, it just becomes a different game, almost, especially with the roots, I think. It's more a case of holding your mental state together, kind of execution. I think what competitors love is that question around whether things are possible or not, and then it becomes completely different when it's like, no, I have to do this.
Yeah. Well, Mejdi Shauk is on stage, and his dad has to be the proudest dad in the stadium. He gets so psyched when his son is climbing.
We love a proud dad. They're so great. There's so much passion there. But yeah, Mejdi is one of my favourite athletes to watch.
Yeah, and he could make finals here. He's certainly a favourite to do it. He's got this style that's very dynamic.
Yeah, a very recognisable style.
Very like Max, your teammate as well, similar.
Yeah, they actually trained together for a couple of weeks this summer. They're quite similar, I think. It's really cute watching them have their little bromance.
Right, where is Adam? There he is. Yeah, he's on the slab.
And Paul using his length well.
Yeah, getting close to the most. Philipp Schenk on men's 2. No zone for him yet. That was Paul. Look, right hand on the black.
Really awkwardly positioned right foot there. I think you'd be, I'm not really enjoying that heel hook. It looks quite aggressively angled. But I think if people had their right foot further out, you'd kind of be in a bit more of a rectangular space. But because that foot's almost under and to the left of you, it's really hard to move. Basically, once you're stretched out. And Mejdi onto the zone already. Let's see what he comes up with here.
Yeah, he's looking good at the moment.
Is he gonna do? Oh,
he's got a finger on. He
yes. Oh,
that's
yeah.
even more cheaty than before. That's brilliant.
Look,
oh no, he wasn't awarded. Come on.
He's been given it, but he's making sure, which is really clever. Such a smart, intelligent climber, and he's so young still.
Yeah. To spot that is clever. Yeah, you can do that because you can see the top with the blue line is that black volume. It doesn't matter what you've got on it, as long as there's something on it. Somewhere his dad is going bonkers.
Yeah. And a great start for him.
So, Philipp Schenk, Paul Jenft and Adam Ondra are left on the stage. Let's watch that replay again. Look at that, fingertips are enough. Adam going more and more horizontal.
Shapes.
Yeah. His hand standing on the wall there. So Philipp again is into this sequence. He's got further than this. Wraps the hand around maximum amount of skin possible.
Yeah, just loses the foot.
So 7 athletes to go in terms of coming out for the first time. So much going on in bouldering. It's that lead feels quite sedate after.
I know.
Before this, anyway.
My heart's definitely going. All these sketchy top hold matches.
Yeah, I just end up sweating so much from my fingers. It's outrageous. I lose so much water.
Let's see what Adam makes of this slab.
Slowly does it.
Oh, saves there.
Yeah, almost overbalanced. That's what he's aiming for. That's the intermediate.
It doesn't look good.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe it's a red herring. It's just to distract a little bit. And you have to fall into the corner more.
Some fancy footwork from Adam there. And he's really taking his time and thinking about this.
He's going to have to go quickly.
Whoa, that was some crazy beta there.
But Adam has done well. This could be enough for a finals place. 49.4 his score. 3 athletes on 6 with the same score, but due to count back, that's how they're separated. So Philipp matching that zone.
Let's see if he finds the rebar.
Well, he wants it, doesn't he?
So powerful, that top section.
So keep an eye on Paul Jenft. He's sitting in 3rd at the moment. I hope everyone comes out at the same time.
And everyone's calling it.
That's it. Well,
and that's the end of Adam's boulder round. I think he'll still be pretty pleased with that.
yeah, he'll know it's low scoring, so he comes off and he'll go straight to the crowd probably to watch. Mejdi Shout looks promising because he...
Off to a really good start.
Adam tried everything to get through that slab, so many different methods.
And out next, someone who's going to get the crowd going for sure. Probably the favourite of the event.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And yeah, you could probably hear that.
He could be a favourite for the combined as well if he can keep his skin together.
He has been so impressive this year across both disciplines. I'm not sure if he's missed many finals.
No, he hasn't. And I know he told me that he wasn't in endurance shape and then proceeded to make most finals.
That is so Yannick.
I was like, oh, maybe by the end.
I can actually imagine him having done like 2 endurance sessions before the start of the season and being like, well, I'm stronger than everyone else anyways. But yeah, a very impressive season for him. And I hope he has a good time this weekend.
Yeah, me too. He deserves it. He's worked so hard for this. Hopefully he hasn't sort of overcooked it in the World Cup season. He's got something left to give.
Yeah, there's still quite a bit of the season to go as well.
So Hamish gets all tangled up. We're still on. I thought he was off. Oh, wild move from Hamish. Has a look round the corner, drops in.
And Alex hopefully can unlock this slab for us. He is a bit of a slab master.
He is, isn't he? And I never think of him as a slab master.
I know, because he's also so strong, but...
But look how calm he looks, just stood up.
Just chilling.
Yeah. So keeping his nose pressed against the wall. He tried to work out the foot, didn't quite have it.
A little head shake, not the way.
Hamish, for once, can't length out that move.
Yeah. Hamish also doing spinning circles on the mat. Route reading must look so strange to people who don't
Trust me, it is, yeah. I'll have to explain it to people who don't know what you're doing as well.
Like, what on earth are they doing? Dancing around with their hands. Much cleaner start for Hamish this time.
Yeah, looking better now. But if you're just joining us, we're at the European Champs for the men's semi-final, and I have Molly Thompson-Smith in the commentary box. From Team GB, literally came straight from the semi-finals up to join me. I didn't even have to bribe her, she wanted to do it, which is, I thought you were going to have a proper rest.
No. No, it's great to be involved.
So everyone's still in action. There is Alex. Oh, kicking out with the feet, rocking over slowly. Hamish swings.
Looking super gymnastic in that space, but is trying to control it.
Yeah, he wants to put a foot up, but it's awkward, especially with his height.
Yeah, it's pretty hard for him. Oh, nice. Hard for him to match without, dragging his feet along the floor, basically. Is he going to go for...
Oh, he's going feet first. Yeah, I think he just needs to forget the feet. Every time he tries to put his feet in, it doesn't work.
Looking pretty tired, so he's going to take another sip.
He's got time, minute 48 on the clock. And Alex taking a running start to this.
Yeah, I think we've kind of dismissed how still tricky this getting onto the slab is. We've just seen people, running up to it, making it look easy. But that volume's not going to be good.
No, I haven't really watched the beginning of men's sport. Men's 3 is still a bit of an enigma here. Very few tops and a couple of zones along the way.
Yeah, people look fine until they're not.
Yeah. The zone is okay, and then what? Anze gets left hand over, but won't stick for him this time. Alex again running up. I'm watching the beginning of men's 1 now, and it's hard.
Yeah. You really need your hips in and to stand up through the legs, I think. Sometimes with slabs and run-on starts, you kind of have to forget about the hands and just aim to, so when I'm training, I'll just aim to kind of touch a bit of the wall, or just aim to stand up as high as possible, and then you can touch. Because that start hold is not good. It's definitely a touch start hold rather than actually holding anything.
Yeah, and Alex is back and forth on it, and he knows that's not really the hard bit in quotation marks.
Still got a long way to walk.
Yeah, Alex is done. Hamish is done. I think we're finished. So, interestingly, after we hyped him, Yannick Flohé didn't get a zone on Boulder 1, so he's got a bit of work to do.
But I'd like to think Yannick will come into his own on the second and third boulder, hopefully.
Very true, yeah, the physical ones. So our crowd protected themselves. The clouds have come in now a bit, offering them some shade.
Yeah, it's a lot less sunny than it was this morning, which would be really nice for the athletes.
So Christoph Schweiger comes on.
Yeah, a bit of a surprise qualifier, this one. Like, very capable, but I'm not sure how many times he's demonstrated it so far. So it's really cool that he's qualified, and particularly so high.
Yeah, maybe that home crowd giving him a bit of a boost during the qualies.
Yeah.
He's covered in those stickers that a few athletes have, which is some kind of a titanium metal patch of some sort.
Yeah, they're interesting.
Yeah.
I've never seen them before until I think Yannick started wearing them. Or
yeah, and more aware, especially in Team Germany. Hannah had them on as well.
Oh, really? Maybe I need to buy some.
This is the thing. I now want to try it, even though I think it might be rubbish. But, you know, I'm just like,
I guess if there's psychological benefits, then it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris, I think he's from Munich, definitely trains in Munich, and it must have been really cool training here, seeing everything, the stadium being put together. So I'm sure that the hype has been going for a while, and it's almost like a finally it's here thing for him.
Get going. It's interesting, on the beach volleyball stadium behind us, there are people watching, even from them. They're down onto the climbing. Everyone's watching climbing, but remember, this is a multi-sport event. So if you're interested in the other sports on offer, then go to the European Championships website and they're all up there. So Mejdi Schauk is back on men's 2, and you'd think he'd like this kind of a climb.
Yeah, I think so, but it looks like he's getting a little tangled and confused with the start position.
Paul Jenft is on a slab. Who else is there? Philipp Schenk, he's trying to work out men's 3. Got the zone. Oh, no, he hasn't got the zone yet.
Okay, Mejdi.
Well, Mejdi, he brought his legs up in order for that starting position.
And then he used the momentum of his swing to get the distance for this. Okay, now I think we're into Mejdi territory.
Yeah, boost up to a finger pocket, although he's going to maybe have to drop that leg.
Yeah, the leg looks like more of an obstruction than help, but
got in the way.
And Philipp doing pretty well, looking very comfy into that. And he's moved the foot out. Looks like he could chalk up.
Yeah, it's unleashing that toe though.
Now let's see how much power he's got in his right bicep. He's going to have to really lock that in and squeeze. That thumb is working so hard.
This is great. We could see our first top here. I think we are. So, yes.
Come on, Philipp. A tricky match.
Oh, no, don't drop it now. Come on, matches it. Holds it.
Nice. And finally, a top on men 3. He is psyched.
That is really going to help his score. Jumps up to 3rd position.
Wow, it just shows like what a top can do in a round this hard. And it looks so steady. The move out into the right-hand undercut, I almost didn't even notice that he was there. He looked so fine.
Well, that's the method then. And you're right, it's all about that right bicep. Look, his feet kicking in the air.
A little happy dance. Strong up. That is not a good finishing hold.
No, it's not. Happy dance. I love that. That is his happy dance.
And a scream to the wall.
Yeah.
So much emotion.
Good work from him. So, we see a top.
And he's back in the mix.
So that means only the slab hasn't been finished.
I'm confident someone will get it done.
Turn
They have
optimist. It would be nice to see them all.
If you wish it.
That is not true.
No,
I've wished
maybe
many
not.
things.
Have we got any outstanding slab climbers in here?
I mean, Jakob can do everything in his day.
That's true.
Manu? I don't know. I can't remember Manu climbing the slab.
And Chris is into the zone. The crowd are psyched.
Yeah, so better than Yannick Flohé on that one.
Let's see how he attempts this last move. I think he's got the power to squeeze really hard. And it looks so good, so steady, and he is psyched.
Oh, 2 are done, 2 are left.
Great start for Chris.
The Team Germany commentators on our left are enjoying things as well. Yeah, that was his move. Wild to get to that hold.
Wow.
Scrabbled with the feet.
Maybe those stickers really do something.
There we go, you see. I need some. And
Mejdi back on.
yeah, let's hope that leg doesn't get in the way, but he's doing the same thing.
Okay, so he's brought it down and struggling.
I think he just dropped it straight away, but
Yeah,
he's shaking
he's
that
looking
right
like
hand.
maybe, yeah.
Maybe a finger. I think he had a bit of a tweak.
Maybe a wrist on all the rotation.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Hopefully he's okay and he can show us how the slab is done. Oh, he's got 3 next, actually.
Well, there he is, Jakob Schubert.
Jakob, the man who is always on form, regardless of discipline.
Yeah, Olympic bronze medalist.
Event. There's one thing, Jakob will be in good shape.
So Jakob looking up at the wall. And we'll try to figure this out. Hamish is on men's 3, which we now know is doable.
Yeah. What's Jakob going to try?
He's going for the big jump, isn't he?
Ooh. Kind of a combination of the 2 methods.
Yeah, true. He's trying to get stood up on it.
I'm not sure that's the way, but I've been surprised before. And Yannick looking very casual.
Yeah, you called it, and he's cruising through that. Look at that contact strength.
Who needs feet? Turn the whole boulder into a canvas.
Yeah.
And go straight up with the high heel, which looks like a good way to get up to that ultimate hold.
But he needs this, because he dropped that slab, which is doable.
Unfortunately for Yannick, he's going to have to do the hard boulders.
Yeah, true. He's down in 12th at the moment.
But that was a really good first go. And
Yeah.
he's got plenty of time to have a rest and another good go.
So that was Yannick's attempt, and in the background there is Jakob jumping across and Hamish doing well, right. That second yellow volume ball, whatever you want to call it, is kind of a bit tricky because you can get trapped into going up to it and then you can't unlock the left
And
heel.
then the match looks pretty hard.
Yeah, there we go.
Looks like your weight is quite far away from, your center of mass is quite far away from the wall, and those slopers, you want to hang underneath them or basically have them locked with your bicep, like at 90 degrees, basically. Anjay looking very confused. Like, what do you want from me, route setters? I don't understand. I think we've all been there.
Yeah, I always love watching Stashigero getting angry at the wall.
Yeah.
Personal affront taken to it.
Yeah, why would you do this to me?
Yeah, exactly. Do you know who I am? Right, so Jakob hasn't got his own on this yet. He's figuring it out.
But he's had some really close goes, so hopefully he can get it done next go. Yannick too strong, just pulling himself back.
Yeah, we're going backwards at the moment. Hasn't got through to where he got before. Oh,
And Jakob sticks it, nice.
Slow motion as he brought his legs through. Palming down with the right hand as he gets his feet up. Into that guppy position. And he's a wily competitor here. He's going to have spotted this and look. Has he though? Maybe he hasn't
I don't
spotted
know
it.
if he has. Searching for a bit that feels good on that volume.
Yeah, he's doing the traditional approach.
Taking his time though, you definitely want to figure it out whilst you're up there. And not risk having to do the hard coordination and move again.
Yeah, you won't want to drop it, especially with only a minute 20 to go.
He's been locked in for quite a while, so this will be a draining attempt.
Yeah, trying to get his chest on the wall, anything he can. Chris, there he is.
Crowd trying to help him out.
So Hamish is resting, as is Yannick Flohé. Anže is rushing, and Jakob Schubert. 50 seconds, he's not going to be able to rest, and as you said, that would have taken a lot out of him in that position.
Definitely. Yannick struggling to get back up to the top of this boulder. He knows he needs this.
He really does, and 37 seconds to go is not a lot of time. He's way down in 13th at the moment. That's better from, no, it comes again. Coach is shouting there as we can see Jakob in the background. Go on, Hamish. So he's into this match.
Oh.
Just gets you going the wrong way.
It doesn't quite work.
No tops as this round leaves. I'm about to say Janez Kruder onto the stage. That's our stadium as we pan back, packed now. Every seat in the grandstand's pretty much gone. There is Janez Kruder coming on. Won the overall a few years ago, in Munich in fact. He just tries to figure this sequence out.
Let's see if Philipp can provide us with the other top that we're missing.
Janez making sure everything is brushed to his liking. Keep an eye on the slab at the end of your screen. It's Philipp who got Boulder 3, the only one to have done so far.
Actually making quick work of this third boulder.
Oh, that's powerful.
And he's in. Let's see if he can transition from the heel.
Oh. Yeah, he was in a weird body position, kind of a bit too sideways on it. Now he's holding his pec, his bicep, his pec muscle.
Oh no, don't fall apart, Mesh.
Where he's going. Yeah, so he slaps into this. This was all pretty steady for him so far. And the karate kick up. And this is a replay we're watching here.
So the heel's really good, but the problem is it's too good. It keeps you locked in, but then taking it out is the hard part.
Yeah, the second there was a little bit of a release, he was gone immediately.
Yeah.
Philipp Schenk runs up and gets into the slab. Remember, it's not easy. Remember that times Alex ran at that move.
Oh. Chris opting to go straight into the fig four with his hand still on the start.
Right, let's see what he can do. This is the move. I think it's a 4.
Yeah, a nice tip over.
Tip, that's good. I love the terminology we make up in this
I
commentary
know,
box.
it's so random.
The thing is, one day this will be the rule. You know, people will hear us and they'll go, that's the way to say it.
Oh yeah,
It'll be
of
written
course.
down.
Creating the climbing dictionary.
Exactly. So look at that finger on the slab. He's using the very edge of it to steady himself.
Okay, Medji back on number 3. Let's see if he can figure out a way of releasing that heel hook.
That's Medji looking disappointed. Right, let's watch this again. So he's getting that heel really locked in. I was trying to remember how Philipp did it.
Yeah, I think we missed it. Like someone else was topping something, but Mejdi changed his method that time. Tried to take the heel out before he moved into the black hold, but just 2 toes on that undercut, not enough to hold you in by the looks of things.
Yeah, this is this delicate maneuver. Kicks out with the right.
Everything's squeezing so hard.
He's looking good. Oh, he nearly dropped the toe, but brought it back in.
And tip.
Yeah, the tip.
That was one of the best goes we've seen, I reckon.
Yeah, it was close. I mean, I wonder what the top's like.
So interesting how that foothold is basically more unhelpful than it is helpful for most of these athletes.
Yeah, it's true. Right, final minute. Janez got the zone.
Chris, maybe wrong-handed. Let's see if he can... Oh.
Yeah, he's in trouble there.
I wasn't sure I wanted to see that pocket match. And is Janez going to show his kind of climbing experience and intelligence by being able to cheat this top? Or is he just going to muscle it out?
I'm erring on the side of the muscle.
Yeah, I'm in agreement there.
Let's see though. It's funny because he obviously doesn't know that that's a way forward. We do, and it's so frustrating sometimes.
Oh,
he's in though. Yes.
Another very passionate, emotive climber.
I love to see it, I really do.
It's so not like me, but I absolutely love watching it. Like, I'm pretty sure I've never power screamed in my life.
You should. I want to see it.
I think I might have squeaked a couple times, but I love watching climbers like Janez, like Mejdi, like Sasha.
Yeah.
They're just so amazing to watch because you really look at that.
It's that's genuinely what he's feeling. He's not putting it on.
Yeah. There's no hiding there, and I think that's really cool.
Cool scenes there as Janez gets underway. As we flip again, Mikhail Malakhov will be on.
Good to see him back. Will we be seeing Basser in the speed?
Still injured, hasn't he got that
Still injured.
bicep,
Oh.
I think.
Yeah, that was pretty heartbreaking to watch at the Olympics.
Horrendous, yeah. A year ago, last week I think it was?
Yeah, almost to the day.
Yeah. His brother getting a bicep injury in the Olympics, which ended his Olympics. It was horrible to watch.
Yeah, even though he qualified for finals.
Yeah. It was a full rupture, I think.
It was not pretty.
No, required surgery, so he's still out, I think. Well, Jakob wanted overhangs? Yes, overhangs.
He wanted Burl and steep, and it looks like he's got it. The root sets went, okay.
Yes, here you go.
Here, have this.
He's straight into the fig 4.
What's Yannick going to make this?
Oh, look how easy he makes that, though. And Yannick, yeah.
Oh.
Jakob's on his flash attempt here. Oh, he's been called down by a judge.
Was that a foot over the tape?
I think it was, yeah. And I thought that was going to be more of an issue. That's the first time I've seen it happen.
It's the problem when the boulders are so close together, I guess.
He was way over.
Because it won't have helped him.
No.
Having his foot over the tape.
No.
And that's what, yeah.
Yeah, I think there might be a few words said, but it was pretty clear where he touched it.
He can see the tape, rules are rules.
Yeah.
Is what it is. Hopefully won't happen again.
Yes, debate that in the comments as you will.
Enough here. Okay, Yannick back on. And Hamish taking his time on the slab.
Yeah, Hamish in 14th, needs a top here.
Definitely not going to be happy with this round so far, so hopefully he can redeem himself on the slab. But Yannick showing,
Yannick desperately needs this, he's intent.
Looking so frustrated, has probably done almost the most climbing out of anyone and is not being rewarded for it currently, unfortunately. So come on, Yannick, get it done.
Yeah, that was a big chance he took there, kicking into the wall, just smearing, nothing for the feet. And this is Jakob coming down. Mikhail, no zone yet for him. Well, we're in the last couple of athletes here, Nikolai Uznik and Manu Kornu. the last two out as we come up to 1:30 Central European time, and this is the men's semi-final, and I've got Molly Thompson-Smith in the commentary box with me, who is brilliant at it.
It's so much fun being here.
It's good. I honestly think we get the best view.
Yeah, we do. We get to sit down.
We get to sit down, which is lovely. We're not in the sun. People will bring us snacks if we want. It's perfect. What more do you want? Well, Adam Ondra is still topping the leaderboard at 49.4.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I didn't really expect him to still be sitting that pretty at the top.
Remember, just 6-8 for the lead, but 6 for the boulder. We've got a minute and a half to go. Hamish gets stood up once again. Easy work with that first move.
Yeah, really giving it some as he runs onto the wall, though.
Do you tend to change your shoes between slabs and boulders, or is this not slabby enough to justify that?
I have a pair of shoes I prefer to climb on volumes in, like kind of teetering across them, and also one that has a better edge, for edging. But otherwise, I think like people have their shoes that almost do everything for them. But yeah, we've not really seen many shoe changes.
No, some athletes can swap, and you can swap, and you're allowed to do that. So once again, Yannick is doing this move this time.
Makes it work, but now,
But the top is not easy. One hand on it, needs to match.
See if he goes for the guppy.
Trying to get his body weight underneath, and then
just straight. Oh!
If he'd pulled that off, it would have been incredible.
Yeah, went for the straight squeeze, and I think he's calling it.
Yeah, he is. So Yannick is outside of the top 6. This was it again, yeah. I mean, to pull himself around into that position on that left-hand sloper.
Yeah, Philipp did really well to kind of spot the guppy straight away there.
And Hamish is still going, kicking off that time, and I think he's done.
Yeah.
So Hamish won't make it through. Jim came really close.
He did. Both of them will be trying their best to kind of put this round behind them already, because there's really no time to dwell in this week of competition. They're already back in ISO at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Is there a GB Airbnb somewhere?
We're in a hotel not too far away.
So Yerne comes back on, and there is Nikolai Uznik. Such a powerful climber. He's going to get his comp underway. We're starting to draw to an end now of our semi-final. Still quite a long way to go.
Crowd still looking extremely entertained and still growing.
Yeah, more and more people are piling in. This is a ticketed event as well, so everyone's bought a ticket here.
Yeah, it is.
So Nikolai has his first attempt at this. Yannick Kruder's in 6th.
Already after the first boulder. It's crazy how important that first top was.
Yeah.
This is a really hard set.
Well, look at that top 6. Only Philipp Schenk hasn't topped boulder 1. Oh, pinching that first hold from Mejdi.
Chris making good work and losing. A good promising first go though.
No one even getting a zone on the final one.
Yeah, this slab is proving really tricky. Maybe it won't get topped. I'm still optimistic. Mejdi's going to pull something out of the bag.
Not on that go though, as he overbalances backwards. Christoph is brushing the toe hook. So there's the score on the bottom right. That's how things work. Time to look at this. Mejdi runs in straight up on the slab, and Nikolai is still figuring out this first move. Looks around the corner at it, bumps out, holds it for a sec, comes down. And he's got half his time gone already.
Austrian coach is wincing.
Yeah, they have a brilliant facility in Innsbruck to train on. You were there, weren't you, quite recently?
Yeah, I spent 3 days training there before coming out here, and it was so valuable. We just don't quite have the facilities, especially for lead in the UK, so being able to climb on hard routes that are set in the right style, and on holds I'd literally never seen before, that pop up in comps.
So you at the Foundry though as well.
Yeah.
From like old school venue to new school venue.
Yeah, make it do.
Right, keep an eye on Mejdi on that slab. He's better this time, controls the pop and then springs out.
Interesting method from Nikolai here. Let's see if he can squeeze. And there's nothing good up there, I'm afraid, Nikolai.
No, that big handprint's been left from past climbers, but it doesn't work.
But a little bit of a fist bump, so maybe he's confident that, that it'll go next go.
That was him getting stood up, legs shaking on that first hold, that first zone hold. And yeah, nothing there for his left hand.
I guess a bit of a break for the boulderers since their last event. Innsbruck about a month and a bit ago.
Yeah, it was
so they've
wild.
had some time to rest and then kind of resharpen before this event.
Although so many of them are doing the lead as well.
That's true.
It's difficult to specialise.
Yeah, our next Olympic qualification starts next year already. So people getting all the experience they possibly can in their weaker disciplines.
Yeah, it's crazy to think all that begins again soon.
I know. Tokyo, it feels like Tokyo's only just finished.
And I presume you'll be gunning for that as well.
Gonna go for it, yeah. Always.
So Yerne underneath avoids the black tape. Slaps around, so much power on the undercling. Christoph as well comes down.
Nikolai in for a very quick last go. 15 seconds on the clock. Does he have the time? Going for the same method.
He's more static on it.
And he's kind of gone for a hybrid.
Hybrid.
And
with 2 seconds to go.
2 seconds. Oh, everyone almost dreams of this kind of buzzer beater top. And what a way to start your semi-final experience at the European Championship.
Yeah, it's got to give you so much confidence. You know you can just like battle through at this stage. Look, one finger being enough for the match.
Yeah, and the psych is high. Straight down onto his knees.
It didn't look very graceful in the slow motion, that. Yannick Kruder, there he is, he's back. Sporting an exciting hairstyle.
Always with Manu.
Always does. First time I ever saw him, he had like leopard print going
I
on.
remember that. I feel like that might have been Munich as well.
Might have been, yeah.
Yeah, it's fun seeing all the crazy hairstyles, but people are getting really excited with hair dye at the moment.
I know. We were chatting during the semi-finals for the lead about the German team.
Oh,
Everyone's
all
got
the
something.
girls have got pink, right?
Yeah.
A little pink. And then Max Milne changes his hair for pretty much every single competition. I'm not sure how he's got any hair left.
Yeah.
But
Well, he's hidden it under a big sort of hat at the moment. I want to see it.
he's rocking the bucket.
Yeah, rocking the bucket. That's so good. Right. Jakob Schubert is on Boulder 3. He needs a high score here. He's in 9th at the moment.
Oh, and stretching out. Makes the toe flip work.
And Manu is using the Ondra method, which we haven't seen since him, really.
I'm really surprised that Manu's not gone for the coordination. Can Jakob hold this cut, though? Come on, Jakob. Squeeze.
Oh, close. So he's talking to the brusher there, telling them where they want it brushed. This was the move. Watch the kick.
Just sank a little bit too low.
Tell you what, Philipp Schenk's top of that is so
Super impressive. I know, like some of the strongest in the world.
Yeah.
In Europe, and yeah.
Out bicep Jakob Schubert. That's what's happening.
And Yannick. And Ondra.
That's a flex, isn't it?
It is a flex. He could at least be psyched with that. But it's looking good so far for him.
Yeah, I think he might be in. So Mikhail Malakhov hasn't got that sequence yet. That was the spin and the catch.
So accurate, that move as well. Not only do you have to be super strong and lock off on a tired arm, but you've got to go accurately to the next hold. Evil root setters.
Yeah. So Yannick, can he still even get in? I don't know if he can. He's on 6 points. If he can get to 20, then no, I think he's still going to be under it. 25. Yeah, if he can get a top here, he might have a shout.
Change of shoes for Yannick on the slab. He's clearly got a slab pair and a power pair.
And we have got a judge on stage. You can see.
I wonder what's going on Boulder 3.
Yeah, that is our chief judge as well. So he was just having a look.
Maybe some sort of technical incident?
Yeah, like
a
blood,
loose hold or blood?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was quite a bit of blood already at this stage of the competition.
Yeah, especially in the finals later on.
Yeah, even the warm-up walls, the holds are so grippy.
Where is the warm-up wall? Is it in that building?
No, it's a couple minutes in another building behind. So there's a little bit of a walk.
So Jakob now, this is the muscly move. Oh, that's better. He might
balancing it out. Oh, super controlled.
That is well done by Jakob for bumping that right hand
up. He's working so hard.
Watch that left foot as he drills it in, but he needs to match. Jakob Schubert, this will get him into a final position.
And he's found the guppy. I think he wants to get a high right heel.
Yeah.
Just squeeze. Oh. It wasn't even like, I'm so impressed with Philipp.
Yeah. He didn't have feet on at that point.
I know. Taking the cut, it looked like almost some holds or moves, like when you take your feet off, it kind of makes it feel all right. But clearly,
yeah, it's not
that's not the case.
Because you can see his thinking, because if he gets that left foot off, he'll have all of his weight underneath
it, yeah. And you always want your weight underneath a sloper.
I'm not sure Jakob's going to get that, 44 seconds. No, he hasn't, he's left.
He's talking to the official.
So that'll be interesting. We don't, oh yeah, you're right, he's still on stage.
Maybe it's blood?
Yeah, look, he's taping up his knee.
I reckon it's blood. Yeah, you're not allowed to compete with blood if you're bleeding at all.
His coach is up on stage, that's unusual as well. I'm not sure he's allowed to be up on stage. And look, he's been told to go, he can't be up there. I think Jakob, well, he's only got 15 seconds anyway.
Yeah, well, after all that faff, he's definitely not got time to get on the wall. I'll be crashing down. Manu going for a very optimistic go.
Yes.
Knows how important even just the zone is.
Right, so controversy, blood controversy in that round. Manu Cornu leaves the stage. And now that is it in terms of athletes who will see.
Yeah, so now that's it for Boulder 1, isn't it?
That's it for Boulder 1.
So
Boulder 1's done.
Boulder.
And things will start to wind down the other way. We started off slow and we finished slow in Boulder. Well, not slow, but focused, perhaps. Mikhail Malakhov has a look.
Probably quite psyched to see no feet. Another really strong athlete.
Yeah, the no feet, I didn't actually spot when I looked at the boulders. To be fair, I was in the crowd looking at him, but it really is a thucky start to that boulder.
Yeah, for sure.
So not three Austrian athletes, one Austrian athlete. Sorry, I'm confused. I'm seeing things.
It's been a long day of climbing already.
I know, right? We've got 2 finals to go. So 4 p.m. is the women's lead final, and then 5:30 is the men's boulder final.
So crazy. Sebi's for lead already feels like a different day.
Yeah. And you're going to be joining me, aren't you, for the women's
I will
lead?
Indeed, if you'll have me back.
Definitely have you back, of course.
Great.
So that'll be 4 p.m. So we've got a couple of hours, well, an hour and a bit before that. So Yannick Kruder's on 27.4, and he's outside of the top 6.
He's got 2 boulders to bring it back.
It'd be great to see him in the final, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
Oh, Nikolai reaching up, getting the 2 fingers locked in. Crosses through to the zone.
Just going to power it. Not quite.
So he's giving detailed instructions there where he wants it brushed. I love the brushes.
They're very cool. They've been like painted or designed. They're very nice brushes.
I think I should make it into an athlete's bag for the way home. I'm not condoning stealing. I'm just saying if it happens to be there, you know.
You know, who'd blame them?
I've only got hand luggage. I can't do it. So Christoph rocks over.
Going for a very low approach on this slab.
Yeah, that left arm, is that just for balance, that position?
Yeah. Sometimes when you have to go sideways onto a slab, you almost like, you don't know what to do with your arm. It's in the way. You just want your side as close to the slab as possible. So putting it up above your head gets out of the way a little bit. But yeah, not the nicest little slip there from Chris. And sometimes it's quite hard to get back on the slab when you've had a slip like that. And you almost like thinking so much about don't slip, don't want to do that slip again, that you're almost wishing it to happen.
And his head came quite close to the slab when he fell.
Yeah.
So Yannick in the classic climber's pose, sitting on his heels as he looks up at the wall. And yeah, Boulder 1 is blanked out because we've run out of athletes. That's why that's finished on the top left of your screen. And Mikhail Malakhov is in a very good position for the finals at the moment. Only on Boulder 2 and already in the top 6.
Yeah, hopefully only going to go up as well. And he's able to rep this out, which is good.
Yeah, into that undercling. I think Ondra will be very surprised to see himself in that position.
I think so too. I think he maybe knew it was enough, but he's kind of dominating. But Nikolai's, Adam's heel was really good beater, that top move. But I think that's like a very Adam position to get into. He's very froggy with his legs.
He is, yeah. And anyone who's watched Silence knows how flexible he is.
Yeah.
All right, so everyone takes a pause as the brushes are in action. Christoph, hands behind his back, just trying to work this out, having a look at the holds. Don't often see a slab completely shut everyone down like this.
No, there's usually someone who'll get up the slab.
Yeah.
But it must be a really hard slab.
Right, so he creeps his way to start with, and this is where the handholds start to run out. Still keeping low and then went quickly through.
Yannick looking a bit perplexed, a bit tired. No, he's had enough.
He's looking puffed out, isn't he? Where is he at the moment? He's still third position.
Wow, it's a good round for Yannick so far.
Yeah.
And Nikolai just not quite got the beans, and that is it for Boulder 2 for him.
And Christoph as well calls it 11 seconds.
Not going to be enough for Christoph, but a really good showing.
Is that the end of Team Germany's chances? Yannick's done.
Yannick's done, Chris is done. So unfortunately no German athletes will be representing in finals tonight for Boulder.
Right, so the counter counts down. Manu is back. And Jakob,
is back, hopefully not bleeding anywhere.
I'm trying to see where he's taped up. I can't see anything. Maybe he's just super good or something. Yeah, maybe. He had a huge roll of tape out.
Yeah.
Jakob could unlock this.
Let's hope so.
I've seen him do special stuff on slabs. And he needs it. Where is he? 9th at the moment, so yeah, getting this would get him up.
A good start. Oh, sorry, Jakob.
Commentator cursing him there.
Wow, Manu flying through the start of men's 2.
Yeah, and into the pocket as well. Now Jakob trying to crimp that sloper.
Yeah, trying to get everything he possibly can out of that.
There is some blood there. Maybe that's what he was taking.
Yeah, maybe. What a strange place to bleed from.
Yeah. Inside your finger. Right, crowd get behind him as he teeters out. I don't know if he missed the right foot. Was always aiming for the toe hook.
What an explosive fall from Manu.
I think he knows how many highlight reels he appears in.
Yeah,
and he sort of plays it.
He's doing it for the ground, isn't he?
Yeah. Look at that. Spinning backwards. Yeah, and our cameraman does capture it in slow motion, almost. Right, so Jakob has to think about the slab, this run start. It's so awkward, there's nothing to the feet. Oh, there is.
There's a foothold to the
screw,
right,
yeah.
but it's clearly not very good.
No, I'm trying to find a thumb on that screw on.
Mika quietly making his way up men's 3. Come on. Oh, quick hands.
Right, Jakob Schubert creeps to the right.
Established on this slab now.
Trying to press as much rubber into that as he can.
Yeah. Doesn't like it.
No, he doesn't. The second he'd lost that left hand, it was gone.
So our early starters actually had quite a good time. Well, Sam in particular, still up in second.
Sam is suddenly sort of becoming a possible favourite for the win here this evening, depending on how much he can get back. He was looking really good, technical climbing throughout.
Definitely a good shot for the combined as well.
True, yeah. Right, so that's what Jakob's trying to hold on to, getting thumbs involved, matches it eventually. He's trying to crimp between where the wall meets the hold. There is a little edge there. All blind,
Just
remember.
leaning over.
Oh, pops it once, and that was it. The second he missed that finger. There's his Austrian coaches down at the front.
Yeah, pretty strong Austrian coaching team. Ex-World Cup athletes.
It's got to be so good knowing you've got that kind of experience in your corner.
For sure. It's, I think, definitely an advantage in warm-up having an ex-World Cup climber make you blocks to warm up, point circuits for you. It's pretty cool that they're sticking around, getting involved in the coaching.
Well, when you've won the Olympics, that's your future,
yeah.
right?
The natural progression.
Yes. I mean, you are already sort of looking after some of those boys out there, so.
They've done a good job by themselves this trip, actually. Okay. I will give them some credit this time. Actually, it was Max who was the one looking after me after my semi-final round. Big hugs.
Yeah, lots of support from everyone. Jakob Schubert wants this so much. And he's close if he can get this slab. He's only got 30 seconds to do it. Has to be a top.
Oh, and I think he's kind of understanding now, but he knows he's not really got enough time. And he gave it everything. He looks tired, bless him.
He does, so Jakob goes. His sister, Hannah Schubert, will be commentating for the Boulder final tonight with me. And I'm actually, like, she gets so nervous when her brother climbs.
So she'll be sad, but also almost relieved that she doesn't have to feel so nervous.
Exactly, yeah. She doesn't stop moving whenever he's climbing.
Oh.
She's just twitching. Right, brief break while we wait for the next rotation. 4 seconds to go. And the wind now coming through the stadium a bit, creating good conditions. Yannick and Nikolai come out. There's 2 left.
Yeah, and he got some extra weapons in the form of climbing shoes under his arm.
Yeah, you can bring extra stuff onto the stage. Sometimes you'll see bags being brought out.
I can't remember where it was, but I'm pretty sure Adam brought like a suitcase out one year or something.
Yeah, Natalia Grossman always seems to have a big bag, which she never seems to go into.
No, it's just there just in case.
Yeah, which intrigues the heck out of me. I really want to know what's inside.
I've got a little skin special bag that's got like a little snack bar in case I get hungry.
Really? On stage?
And then a file, some tape, plasters.
Okay.
Just, you got to be prepared for anything. If you start bleeding like we saw with Jakob, you have to fix it on the mats.
Do they check what you bring on?
No, they don't check what you bring on. But they'll stand there until you stop bleeding, basically, or until you're not showing any blood. So.
A bit morbid, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good to come prepared.
Yeah. Yeah, because the time doesn't stop when the athletes are patching themselves up.
Oh. I've actually trained quick taping because my skin is so bad. It never survives a boulder round, so I need to be able to tape up my fingertips in about 20 seconds.
That's like a Formula 1 pit stop.
Yeah,
go, go.
basically. More time on the boulder.
Yeah. So Nikolai unleashes those lats as he pulls himself up into the zone.
Hopefully he likes this boulder as well.
Yeah, he's in third. Comes
really
out.
good round for Nikolai. Couldn't quite find the position.
No, but he's getting there. That was the right way of thinking about it.
Yeah, for sure. Janez struggling to get on the start of this slab. Jakob actually found a pretty good method in the end by jumping the left foot onto that foothold and kind of flagging his right foot underneath. You don't have to stand on the volume to have it counted as a control point. Even just kind of touching it with the top of your foot is good enough. So that was definitely a good way to start that boulder.
Yeah, and he's getting frustrated with this. Better that time. Oh, again he pops off.
It's such a little vicious cycle. You try it more and your goes get a little bit more hectic, and then it's harder to do the move, and so let's hope that he can chill out a little bit, reframe, refocus, and start properly.
At least he knows that attempts aren't particularly important in this because, you know, well, I actually won't know it because he won't know no one's really topped it out.
Yeah, it's so hard to kind of, well, there's no perspective in a boulder round. You know, you can really beat yourself up on the mats, like thinking that everyone's flashed it, done it, and in reality, no one's got zone. So it's really important to kind of just, you know, take every go as it comes and not get too caught up in what you think other people have done.
Just to explain that for people who don't know, the athletes don't know their own scores. There's no scoreboard available for them either out the front or the back, and it's meant to be kind of a secret, isn't it? So you're going blind into it. Sometimes you can tell, especially during a lead comp, if you hear the crowd when someone tops out.
Yeah, and you can always look for the swinging quick draw.
Yeah.
That tells you where the person before you has probably gotten to.
Boulder is so complicated, it's hard to work out the maths of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Minute and a half. Both, Janez currently in the final, Nikolai
Almost
isn't.
lost Nikolai. He's stood pretty far back from the boulder. I almost didn't see him there.
That's true, right on the edge.
But Janez already in a good position.
Yeah, fingers on again. Looks steady there with that right foot, but bringing that left foot into play is what's hard. And he's taking up a lot of room on that hold as well with the right foot.
Yeah, he's been a bit greedy with that foot.
A minute.
And it's always hard to swap feet on a volume like that because dropping your heels is kind of like king rule on a volume and on slabs, but then when your foot's beneath, you kind of need to raise that right foot to be able to bring it up to the same level and swap feet. But that's really hard. As you can see, his left foot's just under.
Stood there for a long time.
Yeah.
It looks like he's not doing anything, but every muscle will be sort of like tensing and experimenting.
He'll have tired ankles as well.
Yeah, true. I've never thought of that.
Nikolai asks the crowd for some support. Final go.
Yeah, and he needs this really because this is the last opportunity because that slab is so hard.
And he knows he can do this as well. Come on, Nikolai.
Spins down. 10 seconds won't be enough. So he's going to struggle to make finals now. And Janez's got 4 seconds. He's done.
Relatively relaxed Janez there. I think maybe just tired.
He does look tired, but he's doing so well.
Yeah, he's had a good round. He's in 4th place, and I reckon that's probably enough.
As the Austrian coach there. Lots for him to do.
Manu's going to really have to pull something out the bag, because otherwise I think our final might be pretty set already.
Yeah, it could be. So what can Manu Cornu do? Mikhail Malakhov. Mikhail, I think, is way outside.
Yeah, I think this is just, you know, go and have fun on your final boulder, enjoy the atmosphere and the experience.
I still want to see someone do this slab.
Oh yeah, me too.
Well, that zone hasn't been touched yet. Or maybe flicked by a little bit, but look, he's crimping the top.
Getting everything out of it that he possibly can. Thumb in the screw holes. And yeah, both Manu and Mikhail struggling for points at the moment.
Yeah, so Manu can still do it. He tops this out and he does something special on the slab.
going well so far. And he makes the transition.
This is good from him. Now it's, how strong is that bicep? He's still got the left toe
Really
locked
hard
in.
release from here. Especially, oh, this could be good.
You
Quite
can see
a
what
lot
he's
of
thinking.
hesitation.
I thought he was going to go dynamically and kind of swing that right foot over, but didn't.
He looks pretty positive though. Quite happy.
Yeah, he got that close with, no, it's sort of 3.5 minutes to go.
There's plenty of time to rest and go again.
Yeah. This was it. See, I thought he was going to kick. That black line there is really close. I don't think I've seen the start of men's 3 either.
I think it's the one with the foot plant
Okay.
into the undercut. But we only really start paying attention when they get to that black undercut.
See if we can spot it this time. So Malakhov is in 12th. Mikhail Malakhov is in 17th.
This is Manu's only discipline, I think, of the championship, so he can give it his absolute all without really holding back for any other rounds.
Mikhail struggling with the start. Mikhail again up. Better this time, holds it for a second, then quickly brings the finger in to match to those 2 blue lines indicating the starting position. And let's watch the start of this. I want to see this. So he's got an underswing on the right.
And
Oh, it's not too hard, is it?
something that would probably go on route setting fails on Instagram. With an interesting pocket concoction.
Yes.
But looking good.
Oh, that left hand never looks solid.
Such a strange guppy
It
position.
really is, yeah. A guppy is that hand position, by the way. God, how do you describe a
I
guppy?
guess it's like a wrap.
Yeah.
So you wrap the side of your hand.
Yes.
You're going
cupping
for
it
like,
almost.
yeah, cupping. You're going for kind of surface area.
Yes.
Surface area, skin and friction.
Wish there was a camera in the commentary box. Both me and Molly were just doing this weird
Crazy
hand
hands,
shape.
yeah.
Minute and a half for Mikhail Malakhov and Manu applying some liquid chalk there. Careful with his feet as he comes out with the right.
Grimacing, just looking down, checking that foot still there. Still on the volume.
Oh, risky foot swap on the slab. Makes it work.
He's now kind of set up well for this next.
I don't know how you do that, because that foot swap looks awful. Most people fall off when they do that.
It looks like it would be better off without that yellow foothold as well.
Yeah.
Then people would be able to have their foot a little bit higher, which would make the press much more comfortable. Okay, what's Manu going to try? The slow release, and he makes it work.
Oh, yes, Malakhov. So that left hand slapping on the black slope, but
He is fighting. Let's see if he can.
again he comes closer. Right, gets
Super
the left.
aggressive from Manu.
This could be something special for Malakhov. It might get him up there. Oh no! He tried to bring the foot up underneath
and he
the
knows
black.
that was it. That was what he needed.
That was his chance there.
He gave it everything. He looked pumped almost.
Yeah. All right, he is done. The crowd know they almost saw something incredible there. Watch his right foot. He tried to bring it up in a desperate attempt here. Into a heel. No go for Manu, and that's the end of his finals attempt.
That
So-
right hand not looking as massive from that angle.
No, it's not great. It looks like a jug from
Yeah.
what we've been seeing. Great match from him though. So Nikolai, last athlete. I'm sorry, he's left alone on stage. A running start, so we really get to see in detail now this slab.
All eyes on Nikolai.
gives the holder brush. So many people have been touching this. No one touching the top, the zone and the top. Haven't been got to yet.
And this is kind of just a formality, really. He's already in finals, right?
Yeah, I think so. Have a look at the score in a sec. He won't know that, though.
No, definitely not. So he'll probably be trying it as if he really needs this boulder.
When you're in a semi-final like this, because, I mean, look, you get to see the other boulders as they go. So do you get an idea that it hasn't been topped a lot, or are you just ignoring everyone
I think
else?
some people really kind of milk watching other people on stage, which is technically not allowed.
Yeah.
But, I mean, when you're stood on the mats far back from the boulder, it's almost inevitable that you'll watch other people climbing. So you can kind of have a good idea, but that can be a blessing and a curse, I guess. If someone's having an absolute blinder of a round, and you're finding things a bit more tricky, then it's easy to kind of feel a bit bad about your performance and kind of go into a negative I don't know.
Spiral.
Yeah, exactly. But if you see that other people are struggling, it kind of makes you feel a bit better.
Yeah, or you think maybe the other way of looking at it is that
it's really hard.
Exactly, makes you
yeah.
feel negative towards it.
Yeah, it's always interesting when you come from ISO to the call zone, what everyone's faces look like.
Oh, yeah.
When I came through yesterday in Boulder semis, there were almost tears in eyes, and everyone, headphones on, stony faces. I was like, oh dear, what has this round got in store for me today?
Yeah, there was a lot of upset athletes.
Yeah, and it was a hard round for the girls yesterday, so.
And is that frustration, is that just because you feel like you haven't performed, or is it just the general sort of like irritation of not getting through?
I think, well, yeah. For me, there were like missed opportunities, which is always frustrating. And I guess the thing with climbing is that we'll never climb these boulders or routes ever again.
Yeah, true.
Unless you literally replicate them. But, I mean, we don't have the wall or the holds, so.
No.
I'm not sure how many other sports are like that, really.
That's
Most
such a
sports
good
are
point,
execution or like matches, games. But with climbing, it's like, yeah, you're literal one shot and you'll never see that again.
And especially I would imagine that if you think a set of boulders or a climb is within your style, and then
Precisely,
you mess it up.
yeah. There's always like the ones that got away, basically, and it's hard not to kind of kick yourself and to let go, basically, because you will never climb that again, so there really is no point thinking about it.
That's a great way of explaining. I mean, yeah, we've all been in a climb, well, climbers been in a climbing wall when you have your project and it sort of gets reset and taken away and you think, that's it.
I'll never try that again, I know. And you end up like dreaming about these climbs and thinking about them, and yeah, it's kind of hard to let go.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, Nikolai balancing his way out. Look how close that top six is. Apart from Ondra, his way out in front. Everyone else groups around the 30.
And Philipp really pulled it out of the bag with that top on men's 3.
Yeah, look at it.
He wasn't really kind of in the mix at all. Yeah. And then out of nowhere, he's now stolen that last spot in finals.
Yeah, Nikolai is safe. I just want to see someone do this thing.
Yeah, me too. I'm sure the route setters do as well.
Yeah.
I wonder whether they'll be kind of editing, tweaking their final boulders after watching this.
Because sometimes they're just like, why didn't they do it like this? You know, it's like you could do that in trainers.
Well, when you set something, or if you see something, it's so obvious to you.
Yeah.
But then you have to take into account like the situation, environment, time pressure.
Yeah. And they've obviously come up with the concepts. They get the movement.
Yeah,
these guys don't.
This is where I think sometimes maybe being a route setter as an athlete could be an advantage. Obviously, the physical labor aspect of the job is definitely a disadvantage. But just having the skills and the idea of how movement works and what's actually possible to set is pretty helpful. Because a lot of the time people try things, you're like, what on earth are you doing?
Yeah.
But in their head, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe you can be more forgiving for the route setters as well when things don't go right.
I know.
Sometimes.
It's a really thankless, hard job. They get a lot of trouble when it doesn't go right and not really much praise when it does go right. It's the athlete that gets all the praise when it goes right, and it's the route setters that get all the blame when it doesn't. So thank you, route setters. Your job is very hard.
Yeah, it's a job I will not be doing. Well, this is our final athlete on the final boulder, Manu Cornu versus the Slab. He is out of the finals, but we just want to see it happen. Standing on the mat in order to make sure his shoes are clean. straight away, that start. Harder than it looks. And I think we all forget, because we've been seeing so many boulders, we don't look at the beginning necessarily, but it's tricky, this.
Yeah, definitely trickier than we gave it credit for initially.
Yeah.
I feel like the first half of the field kind of didn't struggle too much getting onto the boulder, but it's definitely trickier than expected. And he's on.
Women's bouldering tomorrow. It'll be his teammate Oriane Berton did well, she's through. Manu, fingertips on the edge of that boulder as he presses upwards.
Finding all the gaps.
Those black marks
and
on
it's working.
It is working. Look at this from Manu Cornu.
The crowd loving it. And he's going to opt to use the foot. Come on, Manu.
That left hand. He walks out. That is great effort from Manu there. Yeah, the black line you can see on the boulders, that's for the route setters. As Chloe Collier shouts encouragement. Yeah, it's for the route setters. They know where to put the boulders on the wall. You'll see lots of lines and markings throughout. That's what they are. God, that was that right foot. It's horrible there. Pops out and watch that left firing off.
I didn't even realize you could
No.
crimp that blue hold at the top of it. It's looking possible. Maybe my optimism will pay off.
Yeah, true. You claimed it.
Right at the start. Come on, Manu.
Blows in his fingers. Oh. That expression we've seen so often on this final slab.
He just wants to get back to that tip over move that we've seen everyone struggling on. He knows it's possible.
Yeah, you can see it. It's right there, just sort of teasing him. Last minutes now of our men's semi-final. It's Manu better now, gets stood up, and let's see this outrageous finger move again. Down he comes towards it. The foot match, beautifully done.
Okay, here we go.
Yes, Manu!
Yes! He sticks it! The crowd are psyched, and are we going to see a top?
Oh, at least we've got a zone. Right, that is the top, and it could be all about that move.
Oh, looks like a tricky match. He's really got to stand through that left foot.
Oh! That's not going to be controlled enough for our judges. He knows it, didn't even look at them.
He's still got time. There's still hope. That was such a good effort.
Well, Manu Cornu, finally we see progress on this. That was the catch, brought the right foot up.
And you know when there's basically no gap between the zone and the top hold, that's going to be really tricky in itself, that second section.
He was very close to finishing this. That right hand bobbled off. Oh. Watch that right. The minute buzzer sounds.
And he's back on.
Manu cruised this bottom part.
Yeah, getting more efficient now.
Final minute. Fingers on the edge. At least he's got that marking to know what to game for.
Yeah.
Oh, his right foot isn't quite on. Now it is.
Oh.
A bit rushed maybe from him. 34
go
seconds.
Again? Yeah. Final boulder, final attempt, European Championships. Let's go, Manu.
Crowd hype him up, clapping. This time he gets stood up. Watch the clock though, 18 seconds. Fingers in so quick and smooth through this.
Yeah, it's crazy how much people struggle with moves, and then when the time comes, the time pressure comes, they do it way quicker. But unfortunately, that is it for Manu. And that is it for that boulder.
Yeah, and the competition, so we are done. We'll get a confirmation of the top 6 in a minute. Chloe Collier, sad for him. As the last clock ticks down. And Adam, I think, will be called onto the stage to be interviewed. In fact, yeah, he's down on the bottom right.
He's already there. He's ready.
He's wearing a gilet. The man must be boiling.
I think you're the only one from top 2, and
crowd cheering on as Adam is interviewed. I'll keep quiet here in case you can hear him.
Sie waren sehr technisch, Sie waren sehr kräftig, Sie waren vielleicht alle ein bisschen zu hart, bevor es Boulder, aber only I think one became into the zone, no one made it. That was a real tough one. Like I said, it's a good one, semifinal to have such a strong selection. I don't know. I think Manu definitely deserved the final for what he showed in the last Boulder. Hinter der Bühne, da haben wir das Schweigen gehört, aber wir haben die Zeit, die wir gesehen haben, es genossen. Anna, you won a lot.